Good words bring good actions. You cannot always oblige, but you can always speak obligingly. When you thus speak obligingly, how much your status grows. Society will then respect you. Sri Satya Sai Baba, November 22nd, 2002. I'll quickly go through the announcements. It's a beautiful day today. A lot of service. As a national service retreat, we had given out 1,008 jackets here, and Sister Saroja is here. Has been working day and night. Nothing comes without hard work. Amazing, all the volunteers, everybody. We are so thankful to you for coming here and taking and providing that helping hand. Swami says, hands that help are holier than the lips that pray. So it's a wonderful day today. A lot of good things. So 2 years before, October 20th, this building was somebody else's, and this building came into the international organization. We basically, the Society of America, purchased this building on Avatar Declaration Day. So it's 2 years now. It's ever growing membership. People are coming and enjoying the darshan of the Lord. And that's what we are here, and we want to ensure that the experience here is always blissful. When people come here, they have that one-to-one connection with the Lord. So, really thankful to Swami for giving this wonderful facility for us. After so much church search, we all know that. So, really thankful to Swami for this. And there is another important day today. Serve the planet, Mother Earth. I'm not sure that anybody knows about it, but that is also there. It's Mother Earth goes on giving, and what all we give is trash and stuff. So we have to be very cautious about it and be careful for that. And Swami says all these earthquakes, all those tsunamis, everything comes because of our problem, because we are the one who's causing this. So the Mother Earth should be very important, and we should take care of it. Anyway, that's also an important event. And of course, Navaratri is going on, everybody is aware of it. So we are going to have this Tuesday, Vijayadashami will be celebrated here. So please, we can come, please come and participate. So November 11th and 12th, we have Region 8 Akhanda Bhajans. So it starts on 11th, 6 p.m. here, and then the next day, 6 p.m. the bhajan ends, and all the centers knows what's lot and practices being going on. And November 18th is going to be, we are going to celebrate Swami's birthday here in Sai Prime. So December 16th, we have Christmas celebration and blood donation drive, again in Sai Primary. So mark your calendar, the immediate thing is coming Tuesday, Vijayadashami, and then the Akhanda Bhajans, of course, we are already practicing on 11th and 12th, Saturday and Sunday, but it's 6 p.m. So morning here, Bhajans is there, and then evening 6 p.m. again Bhajans. 6 p.m. and then it's 24 hours right now, if you tune to satyasai.org/live, Akanda Gayatri is going on. You can listen in your background. So Gayatri, listen, Gayatri is very powerful mantra. So that's about announcement, but there's one more, but it's not in Eric's email, that is the ladies retreat, right? On December 4th, 9th, December 9th. Please note down that is ladies retreat is there. Men are allowed, they can sit in the corner, but ladies have to, it's mostly about, it's a ladies retreat, so we can listen, but on that day better to be very careful. So Eric, you have to add that thing.
I'll get in a lot of trouble if I don't.
That's why I took care of that. All right. We have wonderful speakers. But it's Navaratri, you have to talk about the mother. See how beautiful our mother is sitting there. So there are 4 mothers. We always pay respect. And you all know, just remembering them. This day is very good. The physical mother, everybody has a physical mother. So we should not forget her. She's the one who brought us to this world. It is so important that we remember and take care of her. Swami says parents pay rent, Swami says. So we stayed 9 months in mom's. So basically, we had to pay rent for that. The parents. Swami comes with all fun. So it is so important, physical mother. And then Swami says Gomata. So that's why Gokulam, you can see in Swami's institutions, you can see the Gokulam. Gomata is basically the cows, because that gives the most important milk to everyone. In a way, it's not just go means pashu, you can consider all animals. They are important for the environment. So Gomata. The third is the Veda Mata. We chant Veda today, Durga Shuktam. So Veda Mata we have to respect and remember. Why? Veda is actually against scriptures. Scriptures gives the guidance. What guidance? Not to earn money. Well, that's needed, but I'm not saying should not. But to know who we are. Realize God. That's the most important. For the purpose why we came here, to know who we are. All other things are good, but know who we are. Swami always says, you don't know your own address. But we came. That is Veda Mata. Vedas tells that and guides us. And the 4th mother is, we already talked about, Mother Earth. Mother Earth is so important, and we have to. Bhumata is, where is she? She is with Lord Narayan. So it's the concept, the nature. The nature is so important that we have to remember and take care of that as well. So that is the 4 mothers. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, we talk about these 9 days we pray. The first 3 days is allocated for Durga, the second 3 days Lakshmi, and the last 3 days for Saraswati. So Durga is Shakti. Without Shakti, nothing works. You have to have that power, right? Woman power. So everybody needs power, Shakti. So we pray for Shakti. The next 3 days is Lakshmi. Wealth means not just wealth, or not just food, money, or something that we think. It's the auspiciousness. He talks about Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shve Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Tyambake Gauri Narayana Namaste. Sarva Mangala Mangalye. She's auspicious of all auspiciousness. What a beautiful thing. Auspicious of all auspiciousness. So, and she's the means for all desires you have. But what kind of desires? We should have the desire to reach God, or know God, or realize ourselves. So it's so important. Lakshmi, we pray Lakshmi those 3 days. The last 3 days, we pray to Saraswati. Saraswati is the knowledge. Finally, you get the knowledge, then Vijayadashami. Right? Then Vijayadashami, you can celebrate. Oh, then you can sing and whatever you want, but it's bliss. The person who is in bliss, what happens in Samaveda? He doesn't know how to express ahaman. It goes like that. Samagan, he just sings. He forgets himself and bliss. And that's what Vijayadashami is. Victory over all the things and finally end in that. So this is about the mother. But since we have service retreat, so I have the privilege of introducing first, there is our Greg Slee, whom we all know, our regional devotional coordinator, and who's behind all the work here. So he's part of the management, the Love and Wisdom Committee as well. So he is the one who takes care of many other things here, the altar and everything else. He's leading that committee. And one thing about Greg is he knows a lot, because the one who knows Lalita Sahasranama, he knows everything. There's nothing beyond it. It says in the Lalita, once you know Lalita, that's it. That's the end of it. Was Vishnu or not? Okay, but Lalita is ultimate. That's what it says. I didn't say, Hayagriva himself says that. So it's so amazing to see Greg Slee knowing. So he will come and share first, and then I will introduce the next speaker as well. Greg, please.
Sairam, everyone. This is a great day. It's a great time in the year. We have Dasara, we have Mother Sai, we have this Avatar Declaration Day, and of course, it is the day that we think about doing Seva all around the world and around the States. I'm going to share with you an experience about Seva and how the intimate relationship between God and myself began really through doing Seva and serving mankind. Back many, many years ago, when I was just a young adult, I was very, very new to Baba, and Baba's teachings really made it very clear. You want to make God happy, serve mankind. If you want to get God's grace, serve mankind. If you want to tie God up and make him your prisoner, have him your constant companion, serve mankind. I was lucky at that time. I had some great satsangs, some good friends. I had Brother Eric and Brother Martin, and they all said, yeah, we believe it. Sai Baba is God. Well, if Sri Satya Sai Baba, living in India, he also happens to be the Lord of the universe, well, I better get to it. I better get on with it and do what he says I should do. And so I immediately engaged myself in a wide variety of seva activities. On Monday nights, I was at an old people's home. I was working for a telephone company at the time, and after work, then I'd quickly go to an old people's home and sit down with some people and cheer them up. And listen to their stories. These were really old guys. When they were young, it was the time of jazz and Glenn Miller. And so I bought them a sound system. And back in those days, we had compact discs of Glenn Miller jazz and made them happy and just sat with them. And I did that every week. And then the next night, I was at a subacute care hospital where I was with a guy who, when he was young, he was one of the last people in America to catch tuberculosis. There was not enough medicine for him. And from that day on, he spent the rest of his life lying in a hospital bed on an iron lung and all sorts of stuff. And so I sat with him and talked to him. He couldn't move, so he would say, "Can you move that thing on that shelf for me a little bit so I can just see it in a different way?" And I would be his hands, and I would move something on the shelf. I would sit, I would talk. Sometimes I'd run out of things to say, and before going in to see him in the evening, I would do Gayatri's just to myself and to Barbara and say, "Please, let me think of something exciting and fun to say for him." And lo and behold, things would happen. So that was great. So, and then of course on the weekends I was busy with the Psi Center doing Seva on Saturdays and Sundays, and on Thursdays we were at the Psi Center, so Psi had become my life. And I was doing all of it full blown, everything you could imagine, the world of Seva. Seva was my sadhana, Seva was how I expressed my devotion to God. Seva was my prayer, but through action. And my life though, my day-to-day life in the Kali Yuga, the material world, I was working as a sales guy for a telephone company. And selling, can be tough, particularly if no one wants to buy your stuff. And I had this experience of calling people up on the phone and, "Hey, I'd like to make an appointment and sell you some stuff." And they, "No, I don't have time for that." And it was difficult, and I have to say, many months it was very hit or miss, with the emphasis on miss. It's stressful. You don't make your numbers. In sales, they have this thing where every month you have to make your numbers. Every month you have to be some sort of superstar. Every month you have to be a guy who makes it all work, and everyone goes, "Oh, he's amazing. He brought home the numbers. What an amazing guy." That was not me. Very humbling. Very, very humbling. Anyway, that's going on. I just give you that as a backdrop to what was happening. So I was doing my seva, and this is a first example of Baba showing us how intimately involved he was. I knew Baba's in India, he's giving people interviews and making stuff, because he can do that, and he's probably busy with doing important stuff that God would do, but I didn't really know just how much involved he was in my life. So I was doing my seva, and the old man who I told you about, who had tuberculosis, lying in hospital, he said, "On the weekend, can you go to my house? It's a long way away, but just get me something and bring it back." And I thought about it. I took a few days to think about it, and I thought, well, I'm doing seva on Mondays, I'm doing seva on Tuesdays, I'm doing sevas on Saturdays, I'm doing seva on Sundays, I'm at the center on my schedule's kind of booked. I've got enough going on. I think it's not a big deal. I'm just going to tell him I'm just too busy. I'm just going to blow it off. Not very nice, really. So that night, Sai Baba comes in a dream. And in the dream, Baba's standing at a little table, a little bit lower than this, has a big jug of hot chocolate and cups. And there's a line of people in front of him, all waiting to get a cup of delicious hot chocolate served by God himself. I saw that, wow, I would like to be one of those folks. So I stood in line and I waited my turn. And when it was finally my turn to get that cup of hot chocolate, so excited, Baba looked at me. He didn't lift up a cup. He said, "Serve yourself." So this is a good example that when you get a chance to serve, you don't say, "I'm too busy." You don't blow it off. You take that chance, because actually getting the chance to serve is a lot harder than it looks. There are times when I've wanted to do seva and, well, I couldn't get into that place to do it, and I couldn't get that, and no, those guys weren't looking. But when you have God's grace, you can actually get the opportunity to serve. I turned down an opportunity. It was a mistake. The other thing, of course, he said, serve yourself. When we do seva, we are serving ourselves. We're not just serving the Lord of the universe, but the divinity within us. We're changing so much within ourselves. We're transforming ourselves on many levels. Of course, my own transformations was one of the first examples where I could see where God was watching every word I said and every action. That was already like, oh, okay. Was that just a one-off? I don't know. Maybe it was. So I continued going to the center, continued doing seva, lesson learned, was a good boy, did all my stuff. And I was at the center, and somebody at the end of bhajan showed a beautiful picture of Baba. In that picture, Baba smiled beautifully. I said out loud at the end of the evening, after bhajans were over, I said to someone, my gosh, I wish Sai Baba would smile at me like that, just once, to get a smile like that from God. How powerful that would be, something to cherish. So that night, remember, I'm the little sales guy from this telephone company that never sells anything. So that night, I had a Baba dream, and Baba was standing in front of me, and he gave me that smile, exactly like the photograph. How sweet it was. I just loved it. But then he did something else. He had a book in his hand, and he lifted up the book so I could see what it said on the cover. And what it said was just one word, Sele. I knew afterwards, Baba was telling me that God has written a book on selling, that he can take care of everything for you if he wants, if you have his grace. And from that day on, at that telephone company, for all the years that I continued to work there, my sales quota, come what may, was always made 100%. In fact, on that day, in one day, it was even 108%. So these are some examples that are important, that the more we do with Baba, the more intimately involved he becomes in our lives. And there's so many that I can share, I've forgotten one, but I think perhaps that's probably the sign I should stop right there, because we have another very good speaker. But I should just say that the more I get involved with Baba, the more I do, the more I make him my companion, the more he is taking care of business for me. Yes, sir.
Powerful words. So you do his work, and he will take care of our work. Finally, go on doing this, his work is work. We will remove ourselves, and then finally he is the one who is doing all the work. You will realize that as well. Thank you so much for your wonderful words, and it's really ringing in my head. Thanks a lot. So the thing is, it's a special day, so we need double dose. So I thought, okay, Greg was telling who's the speaker? And I told you are the speaker. Then Swami sent another speaker. So we were talking about it. So okay, two speakers, so double dose here. So Brother Eric Wing, our Region 8 President, is here. So he will share his dose with us and about Seva again. We are talking more about Seva with National Service Retreat we had. And also, it's more appropriate that this special day, service is something that we can, the best way to reach God. That's what Swami himself says. So, Eric is also the director of the Sai Baba Society of America, which is a book center in Dustin. And he has hats. He has been officer in various levels, and then now he's Region 8 President. So I welcome Eric to share today.
quote is up here. Saram. Saram. I'm keeping you all from maybe a lunch.